Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jason from the Body Dojo, and in this video I'm going to walk you guys through the basic equipment you need to do the Body Dojo workouts. So for the Body Dojo program, you could do 95% of the exercises with a pair of quality gymnastics rings, a pull-up bar, and a set of parallettes. So these are parallettes. You can find parallettes at different heights. These are about, say, 11 inches off the ground, and a lot of them online you can find vary between 8 inches to a whole foot off the ground. So parallettes are important for a number of exercises, training your core, half levers or L-sits, and various transition exercises between planks and planches or planches. So these are used at all levels of the Body Dojo program, so highly recommend getting a set of parallettes. So a little more detail on these. These are wooden. This particular set I made myself. It's made out of pine. You can make it at home if you have the right tools, or you could buy them online. I'll put a link to some parallettes below. And if you really want, if you're local to San Diego, I can make you a set, and you could pick it up from me at one of my workouts. But you know, you can make them on your own. They're pretty easy to do DIY if you have the right tools, obviously. Or you can pick up a set online. They go from 60 to 80 bucks normally, and all types of materials. So I recommend getting wood, at least wooden handles. And I love wood for a number of reasons. One is wood is naturally antimicrobial, so if you're a germaphobe, you don't have to worry so much about bacteria or viruses getting transmitted through wooden handles. So a lot of people like metal because they think it's more durable, but it's also less sanitary, FYI. Also, wood has, for me, like a softer feel, the better sweat absorption, so in essence they're safer. And that also goes to is the same benefits when choosing gymnastics rings. So a lot of people like to pick metal gymnastics rings because of either the price or they think it's more durable. They are more durable, but also they have the same drawbacks. So wood is antimicrobial, so not only is it more sanitary, they also have, for me, at least a softer feel, a better feel for when you grip them. The same goes for plastic. So plastic has the same kind of pros and cons, you know, between wood and metal. So I would recommend wooden gymnastics rings, wooden parallettes. Regarding a pull-up bar, you're going to be hard pressed to find a pull-up bar that's made of wood. So you know, there's a lot of different options for pull-up bars. When it comes to rings, I do not recommend hanging rings from those pull-up bars that you attach on the frame of your doorway. They're not really meant for that, it's particularly because the rings have tension in multiple angles and directions, which may rip the pull-up bar off your doorway. So I do not recommend doing that. I recommend hanging rings from a fixed anchor. So in this case, I'm at the park. There's already an anchor here, a frame, where I can hang these rings. You could also hang them from a tree or a swing set, or you know, any parallel surface or strong surface where you could, you know, hang these from. You could even put them in your house on an I-beam, or bolt them to some I-hooks into the ceiling. There's a lot of different ways you could hang these gymnastics rings. If you do go to a gym, you can hang them from one of the a strong cross member, whether it's like a TRX setup or one of those cable machines. You could hang it over the cross support there. So you could be a lot creative. You could be really creative about where you could hang your gymnastics rings. So that's why I like these. The reason why I recommend gymnastics rings over TRX bands is the versatility. So TRX, if you're familiar with TRX, they're attached at some point and they create like a triangle with a handle. And that limits how much you can work above the TRX handles, right? And it becomes uncomfortable because they start chafing your arms. If you ever tried doing a push-up on top of a TRX Also, it's very difficult to do a pull-up on your TRX because they don't really hang that high. So gymnastics rings are a lot more versatile. They could go at varying heights all the way to the floor if you have a low enough anchor. So you could do hundreds of different exercises on gymnastics rings. Also, they provide a different degree of dynamics to your exercises. It's almost like a combination of a closed kinetic chain and open kinetic chain exercise, because closed because they're fixed in the vertical motion, but they have movement in this horizontal plane, so you get both instability and stability at the same time. It's a really interesting and powerful way to strengthen your muscles and also improve the stability of your joints. So that's why the Body Dojo program is really built upon gymnastics rings, parallettes, and pull-up bar. Of course, you're going to need some other things like some floor space to do your floor exercises, and a wall to do a lot of the inversion techniques, to have a spot. So that's what the wall is used for, and for some other exercises. So one key thing with gymnastics rings is you're going to find a lot of different choices and options online, and also different diameters. The standard gymnastics diameter is 1.1 inches. They could go up to like 1.25 inches. So pick a ring that you feel comfortable grasping. If you have smaller hands, go with the 1.1 inch. If you're like a giant, then you could try the 1.25 or 1.3 inch diameter gymnastics ring. Regarding straps, I highly recommend getting the thick straps. You're gonna find some rings that have a thinner strap with like a more flimsy buckle. These straps, I believe, are like 1.25 inches wide, but I also recommend getting the buckle where the ring is fed through the bottom through a single entry and exit, and these are really strong. I've never had a problem with this design of buckle. There are other flimsier straps where it comes in and then loops around this way and then goes into a buckle. That's usually for the thinner strap designs. I don't like those because they're slower to adjust. A lot of people have a problem hanging those, and also I just feel more comfortable with this thicker strap, especially if you're on the heavier side. I would recommend getting rings that support a load at least more than 2 times your weight. All right, so that's enough with the rings. So regarding pull-up bars, there's a lot of different varieties of pull-up bars. You have the options that go on your doorway. If you have enough space, if you feel like you could use those, then those are fine. I'm not responsible if they fall on you. I personally recommend pull-up bars that are affixed or anchored to the studs of your house or something like that, or at a park. They're just a lot safer, and a lot of times, especially if you're at a park, you have a lot of that vertical space above the bar when you want to get to more of the advanced techniques. So when you're first starting out, you could probably get away with the doorway type pull-up bars, but as you progress, I would recommend either find a facility or a park that has a solid set of pull-up bars, or install one in your own home. So you could really get far with just the rings. You do almost all of the type of pulling exercises with rings, but there are some cases where there are a lot of exercises where you do need the space and the rigidity and support of a pull-up bar. And you can find out more on bodydojo.com. So with that, if you want to get a complete workout program that utilizes all these pieces of equipment that I'm showing you today, check out my website, bodydojo.com, and I'll have a workout routine and program for all belt levels, white through black belt. Again, if you have any questions, put a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.